2021, October 20th, 2021, Monday, October 25th. Man. I just got. Oh my god, this is a big boy. Oh. Who would have freaking I didn't think you were happening. You did it. Well guys, who would have thought that it's almost the middle of November already and I have yet to posted a video about my hunting season. And if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you know that I just recently tagged out for a buck tag. I didn't tag out completely, I still have a doe tag, but this season has not gone at all what I thought it was going to look like here. I was planning on doing weekly videos every week to show you what I've seen, what kind of action's going on, you know, when's pre-rut happening, when's rut happening, and then when's post-rut happening. And it just completely fell apart. It did not go as planned with school and everything and work. It just has been such an uphill battle this season. And, you know, I want to say thank you guys for sticking around, for waiting for this video, because I'll tell you what, the way this season went, you couldn't have told me, you could have put $1 million on it and I would have told you no. It was going to go a lot smoother. So, thank you guys for sticking around, and let's get into it. So, to understand the whole concept of why my hunting season was so difficult, we have to rewind a few weeks back to Monday, October 25th, 2021 at 5:15 p.m. I'm set up in the saddle by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm ready for my evening hunt. I have this beautiful he was 4 on one side, 2 on the other. Really widespread, really awkward on his right side. And I had an opportunity at him and I took it. Matt. Matt. I just got a buck. I just got a buck. Oh, I think I shot him way far behind. I still see him. Now, it wasn't the best shot. It was a 35-yard shot, him quartering away. I shot him at 5:15 p.m. and it was a gut shot. Really far behind, and I knew it was a gut shot right off the bat because when I shot him, he took off for about 20 yards and then he just walked away with my arrow still bobbing in him. And it was really frustrating because that was the first buck that I've seen show sign of being in pre-rut. Kind of looking around, chasing does. Not being very aggressive, but just kind of snooping around and following wherever the does go. So it was one of those things that I took the shot straight off of adrenaline and it just didn't end well. I didn't really get a good camera view of him. It was terrible. I just I wasn't in the right mindset. It was cold. I just wanted to get the deer down. So we hiked for about 5 miles and looked for him and scoured for him and tried to find any bit of sign, and we found the arrow. It looked like a gut shot, but in the end we couldn't find this deer. So let's fast forward to Monday, November 1st, 2021. I set up in the saddle earlier than what I'm used to. I went in about 11 o'clock for the evening hunt. Next thing I know, 1 o'clock rolls around and I have this beautiful 10 come at 25 yards. I draw back and I hear whack. It was a solid shot. I thought I got right behind the shoulder and into the lungs. Well, it turns out it was not the best shot. It was a shot that smacked right into the shoulder blade, and my Rage hypodermic no collars didn't even get past that. We had good puddles of blood, but it could have just been a muscular shot, and he took off running. This is where the anger and frustration starts kicking in, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I had to readjust my whole strategy. I switched out my broadheads. I went from Rage 100 grain hypodermic no collars to Grim Reaper 100 grain no collars. It's a difference of about a 1 to 1.5 inch cut. I think it's a 1.5 inch cut. So with the Rages, you're looking at a 1.5 inch cut. With the Grim Reapers, you're looking at about 3 inch cut. I shot that second deer on Monday. I went back out on Wednesday. I was fully prepared to get this deer, to get any deer, and I felt confident because of the broadhead switch out. I switched out all my Illuminox, so I knew that if I shot a deer, I was able to track that arrow. So 5 o'clock rolls around on November 6th, and I was sitting there, saw 2 does. I figured I saw my first buck at 5:15. So about at 5:10, I did a buck grunt. The call that I use is the extinguisher. Now I had this thing set right in the middle of doe and buck, and I did a nice long deep grunt, which sounds something like this. And then I lowered the tone. And wouldn't you believe it, 2 does kick out, and I hear the loudest grunt from this buck who's coming in, and he's about 35 yards away. So at this point, I'm really not worried about my main camera. I set it on him at 35 yards, and I just hit the record button, and I was hoping I could hear, I was hoping to record his movement, his actions, his noises he was making, and then eventually, if I got a chance, a shot. He starts coming towards me. Now I had a doe straight under me, and I had a doe about 15 yards to my right. And I just sat there and waited. I grabbed my bow and I waited. The buck came in about 25 yards. I was waiting for a good opportunity, and he never gave it to me. Well, about that time, these 2 does were walking at a 45-degree angle behind me to my right. And this buck sees that, and he starts coming in hot. He's not running, but he's at a pretty fast-paced trot. He gets about 10 yards underneath my stand, and I whack him. Man. At this point, I'm sick. because I don't know if I made a good shot. Again, the adrenaline got to me, but I had confidence that the broadheads that I switched to were able to do their job. I let it sit. I went back out at about 8 o'clock, and the rest is history. You know what, guys, it has been one heck of a season, and I'll tell you what, this is a great way to kind of end my archery journey for a buck. And I'll tell you what, this guy has ran me through the ringer with how difficult it has been to get on bucks. About 2 weeks ago, rut kicked in. I shot at 2 other deer. But this guy, I double lunged him. When we found him, it was 100 yards away from where I actually shot. He broke the arrow in half. I shoot a 28-inch arrow, so he probably got 15. No, he probably got 12 inches of arrow stuck in him. And I switched after my second buck. After my second buck that I shot at this year, and I ended up not being successful with finding it, I switched from Rage to Grim Reapers. And I'll tell you what, these Grim Reaper Whitetail specials, they have a 3-inch cut, and I'll tell you what, these things do damage. They went right through them lungs, tore up, did exactly what they needed to do, and I'll never use another broadhead ever again. The Grim Reaper Whitetail specials, 100 grain is what I used to harvest this deer. He's a beautiful 9-point. I couldn't be any more happier with the rack. I mean, he's a mature 2-year-old. He's really a cool looking deer. And something kind of special about him is he only has one eye. His right eye is actually gone from fighting. So it's swollen and it's just really beat up. But I'll tell you what, it just makes for a very unique looking deer. He is special. He will be in my memories forever. And I know that I didn't get the whole hunt recorded, but over the past month of October, I know it's November now, but over the whole past month of October, I have been hunting every day I can, and it's been relentless. So I hope you guys can understand how difficult it is when you're on a big buck. I rather harvest the buck than get it recorded. I did get a couple seconds before he ran in front of me, and I think I did get the shot, but not actually viewing the deer. I got it from my perspective. So I want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I hope your guys' hunting season went as well as mine. This guy's gonna go to the butcher tomorrow, and we're gonna get him mounted. I mean, he is just a special, special deer. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video again, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night. Oh my God, it's the big boy. Oh, who would have freaking... Thank you. What happened? You did it.